Hello everyone, my name is Fraser Waldron, and in this video I want to talk to you about my eyeball because last night I was sleeping and a mosquito or a spider or some insect that didn't like me came and bit me in the eye somewhere, and it was puffy. So when I woke up in the morning, I looked at the mirror and it was like I'd been hit by a baseball bat. It was like just massive. So I want your compassion and empathy and your love for me. That's why I'm making this video. But also I want to share with you how I process that information and use my philosophical framework to maneuver through the day effectively after an inconvenience like that. I think it looks much better now because I always carry a bunch of drugs, which I really recommend if you're ever traveling or living in a developing world context. Before you go, get a big bag of all the different drugs you think you'll need. So I have a bunch of antihistamines. I think I took all of them twice, so it really kind of reduced it. It's been a few hours since I woke up, let's say. So I think it's down like almost 50% from here. So things are looking good. So you might not even be able to really necessarily see it. So everything's fine. But let me take you through the process I did philosophically. Again, I'm writing a book on this. So this is the kind of like step-by-step thing that I did like on the fly. And it's a skill set I've built up over time, which embeds all the different philosophical concepts. So essentially what happens is I have a stimulus, I have a negative feeling, a sense that things are not going to plan. And then I essentially go through my Rolodex of philosophical options or philosophical frameworks to reprocess that information to make it meaningful, useful, etc. So in this case, I went to the trusty Stoicism first, which has 3 parts. 1, I don't control outcomes. 2, I can reframe everything to be meaningful. And 3, I'm still obligated, no matter what happens, to do the right thing, which is to be for others. So when I woke up, I'm looking in the mirror. I realize I don't look as pretty as I normally do in the morning because usually I sleep perfectly. I see my eyeball and I was just like, this is, like I have a strong negative reaction because I actually had a plan today to make a bunch of videos. I'd written it all down the night before. I was like ready to go. So in my mind, I had this expectation, which is not good. I had this expectation of the day going a certain way. And the first thing is like, boom, the day is ruined, right? So I had this strong negative feeling like in my gut. I'm like, the world's against me. Like, what have I done, God? Like karma, And then I go, oh, so I zoom out. So first I intellectualize. So I zoom out and I look at myself and I go, oh, Fraser in third person is having a negative reaction. That's a flag to start the Rolodex process. So in this one, I go, Fraser, do you control outcomes? Stoicism, right? And I go, no, I don't control outcomes. And this immediately takes the weight off because my expectation of how the day should be is never how it's going to be. That's like philosophically sound in my mind, that idea. I take that on faith, right? And so I go, oh, of course the day is like different than I expected. Of course it is. And then I go, oh, no stoic negative vision. I go, oh, of course, like the worst case scenarios happened. I want to make videos and my face looks like not this what I anticipated it to look like. Cool. And then I go, oh, remember your philosophy. You don't control outcomes, and you are also always obligated to be curious about how it pans out, with the worst case probably baked in. So I go, of course this happened to me. Of course my eyeball looks ridiculous. I was like, how could it be any other way? Like this is, predestined from fate. And I was like, oh, so that takes the weight off because I'm like, of course this was going to happen. Of course I don't have outcomes. Let's see where it goes from here, as opposed to being like, oh, my day is ruined. So that's the first thing I do. Cool. So that takes me from like 99% negative emotion to like 50%. Like I'm feeling 50% better like immediately. And I go, okay, what's the next step on my Rolodex? I'm tabbing through. And I go, okay, Stoicism, I got to reframe this to be useful. So my initial narrative that my brain had generated was the day is ruined, life is terrible, like I should just go to the beach and burn. Because I'm super white, you can probably tell. I go to the sun in Bali for 2 minutes, like it's not a fun experience. I don't know why I'm here. Anyway, so I go, okay, well, like the day is ruined, I'm gonna have to change everything. No, clear the slate. So I clear that narrative, and that's a cue I use. I clear the slate, it's free. What narrative do I want to insert? And I thought, can I turn this into something useful, meaningful perhaps? Can it be fun in some weird way? And I was like, yes, I can reframe this, and I'm gonna make a YouTube video out of this on how I use my philosophy to clear the slate, move forward effectively when adversity hits. And then I was like, oh, that's a way better narrative. So now I'm actually happy it happened because I'm gonna leverage it. I'm turning it into an opportunity. I'm not upset that my eyeball hurts and I can't really see out of my left eye very good when I'm eating my cereal, you know what I'm saying? So that reframe takes me from like 50% negative emotion to like 95% it's gone. So now I'm actually like looking forward to the day again. And this is all within like a few minutes, right? Because I'm going through my little process, which I've done thousands of times now, lots of reps. And then I go, okay, well, in Stoicism, you don't control outcomes. You can reframe things to be meaningful. And again, if the initial reframe didn't work, I just keep picking different ones until I found one where I go, yeah, that's it. And then I believe that shit on faith. I'm just like, that is the truth now, until I need to change it again, right? It's a delusion is the solution. It's a delulu is the salulu, right? So I reframe to be useful. I go, cool, I'm going to leverage this. And then I go, well, what am I obligated to do? Because this is kind of like my final like wheel of fire, like question-making process to make decisions. And I go, what am I obligated to do as my personal philosophy, which for me is to be good in nature. So I'm in the moment. I'm not thinking about anxiety in the future. I'm not in the past going with regret. Oh, I should have slept on the other side of the pillow or whatever. I'm in the moment. And then to be good for others is essentially my overall vision. So I go, am I being for others if I make a video on this topic about how to get through adversity or get through a difficult situation? And then if the answer in that case is yes, it passed my smell test. It crosses through that ring. I always see like a ring of fire almost. I go, does my action orientate towards the highest vision, the sunam bottom? Is it what God calls me to do if you're using religious language? And I go, yes, that path, if it worked out the way I wanted to, makes sense. That initial input makes sense. It's for others. And it's also for me because it's meaningful in the sense that I'll feel like good about that. And then I go, boom, I'm in. So now I'm locked in. I got my 3 things. So then I walk out, I have my breakfast, I take my like 17 drugs, I wait like an hour or two, and I'm like, oh, it looks way better. Let's get after this video. And then as I'm about to start it, I'm like, ready to go. And I go, ooh, I feel a little bit embarrassed because my eye's gonna look stupid a little bit. I think it's actually okay. Like I don't look too bad, but imagine like my eye was just ridiculous. And I started to have a little bit of like negative emotion again on feeling embarrassed perhaps, or like putting myself out there when I don't look, all dolled up like normal. And then I thought, oh, I'm going to think of Erasmus, one of my favorite philosophers, who wrote the essay In Praise of Folly. I did a video on this, and that's essentially the worldview that everyone is kind of like looks silly or looks like an idiot to everyone else. So no matter what position you take on any topic, if you tell enough people, at least one person will think you look stupid. The analogy in the video would just be like, no matter what video I create, even if it's technically perfect, someone will go, Fraser's a goof, like what a fool, right? So I'm like, I'm a fool to someone no matter what. But because I'm orientated towards my highest good, the highest vision I can see for myself by making this for others, and maybe someone will use this to maneuver forward in their own life more effectively, I'm like, it doesn't matter if I'm a fool. Cool, I actually hope I look like a fool to many people, and that, again, takes the weight off. So then I almost dipped back into negative emotion territory, but I was like, nope, we're good, and then I'm making this video right now. So that's it. That's an example where I've taken some of my philosophical frames. I didn't use all of them because I've got other ones that I can pull from, like arrows in the quiver, guns in the holster, let's say, different tools from the shed. But essentially that's my process. I usually start with the Stoic thing or whatever cues me. But whenever I have that negative emotion, that flag, that's a signal for me to employ my philosophical toolkit to mitigate the situation and to make it meaningful, no matter what. So I'm suffering meaningfully, let's say, with my sad eye. I mean, it's nothing. It's all good. Like I'm tough. But it's also like I've been able to leverage it into something useful, and I'm not suffering unnecessarily. And that's the key for me. If I'm not suffering more than I need to, because what would be the point of that? So that's pretty much it. That's kind of right into my little book. Hopefully I'll be able to share that with you guys over the next few months. And I hope that was useful. Do you think I'm onto something? Was that useful? I don't know. Give me your comments. I'm always looking to learn. So if there's something I need to add or critique, please give that to me because I'm always trying to make it better, right? It's for everybody. And then, I'll catch you on the next video and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you very much.